Worldwide, coming from Dota On Demand. I have here with me a great co-caster here named Mott, also from the Reddit League. We've been doing a lot of games here. This is actually a best-of-3 series between THE, which apparently stands for 200... I actually don't remember what it stands for.
211, I think.
211 at Daylight Saving Times. What's going on, Mott?
Hey guys, I'm doing really well. I'm super excited to be casting this game with you. I have very little experience in co-casting, but I can tell you already that it's going to be a ton of fun. We were shooting the, I'll just say the crap, for a short period of time before we got this game going, so we're going to have a good time here, guys.
Absolutely. So already jumping right into the picks and bans here, which is just fantastic. Hopefully these teams don't eat too much in that bonus time. It'll be a nice quick draft and get right into the game. Actually, you see Lycanthrope, of course, #1 ban.
Always the #1 ban in every pro game, and Furion is not close behind. And those are the two bans that you really want to see every time, just because these guys are such annoying pushing heroes that just so much damage, and I think it's just pretty standard bans at this point in time. And of course, the Darkseer is going to come up right after that for THE. So.
Very typical once again. I mean, and there's Invoker. I mean, I could probably have written a list for you ahead of time and said, read these off, and it would be the exact 6 bans you see in front of you. I mean, who are we missing from this party, the ban party?
I mean, honestly, with the new metagame, I'd say Chaos Knight, but it really depends at this point in time. See, there's the Chaos Knight.
Could we go 6 for 6?
We didn't get it in time, but Leshrac is probably the good 6 ban. Just make sure you get all that pushing ability out. Now, for the first pick for the Radiant, I mean, what do you go here? I think that you've got a lot of pushing still up on the board with Chen and Enchantress, but do they pick those, or they go more of a sort of damage-oriented kind of hero? I mean, what do you go if you're Radiant at this point in time?
Definitely a lot of factors. Brewmaster, I would say. I would go Brewmaster every time.
I've seen a lot of that, especially in the Reddit team league, just because... wow, these picks are flying. But Brewmaster is a good pick because of his high right-click damage and the fact that in that team fight, the Primal Split is just so useful. And I think I really like Windrunner and Queen of Pain because just specifically Windrunner is one of the best utility heroes in the game with the Shackle Shot as well as the pushing ability from the arrow. And Queen of Pain is obviously just one of the highest damage dealers in the game. That she can be countered very easily, but she still deals a ton of damage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Then Enigma, of course, now picked up. So always a very, very wise choice here. As far as the team comp goes, the Black Hole, very, very useful. And so far, the Dire has no way to go through a BKB if that's the choice he runs. But, of course, they have 3 more picks to go. So Beastmaster, Vengeful, they've got a lot of different options that can counter that out if that's what they choose to do.
Absolutely.
So we'll have to see what they play here. The Brewmaster, like you said, a wonderful hero. Going to get a lot of farm, be just a terrible nuisance in those team fights when he splits into 3. Of course, he's got tons of CC, a stun and a cyclone, as well as just high damage all around. So very effective team fighting team as these first 2 picks are.
And I definitely do like the Enigma and Brewmaster combo because, as you were saying, first of all, with the Black Hole, you can just it does damage on its own, but you get the Brewmaster up into the middle of that Black Hole, and he's able to Thunderclap, and that's already a lot of damage. You put that on top of Death Prophet with her ultimate, and it's just you've got a ton of AoE damage right now, which is, I think, an excellent choice for THE.
AoE damage as well as pushing potential. Enigma and Death Prophet are 2 wonderful pushers, and they still have those 2 slots. They could easily run... if they want Enigma in the lane, they could go a jungler like a Chen or Enchantress even, just add to the pushing if they so desired. Tidehunter actually picked up as a 3rd, so they want some team fight potential of their own, and that's one of the best to get it right there.
Yeah, you pop that Ravage right off, you get the Ravage, that's a few seconds stun, and then you get them lined up in the correct position, and Queen of Pain can just blink right in there as, Sonic Wave and Scream of Pain, and just do a ton of damage. I actually saw a game not too long ago in the Reddit Team League where the Queen of Pain actually picked up a Dagon, and she just did so much damage. It was crazy. I thought, it was like, this isn't going to work. A Dagon? Why would you do that? And all of a sudden, she's just like, boom, Scream of Pain, Dagon, you're dead for, like, support heroes. It was just crazy.
Yeah, really great for picking up support heroes, but I'm looking at this Radiant team, and they are pretty much 3 tanky heroes, more or less, especially if Enigma goes the mech, which is very common you see on him.
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
Going to be really hard to pick off like that, so probably won't see that Dagon build, but it's a potential. I'm not going to take it away from you.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, it's something that I would like to see, and it's fun to watch, but it's certainly not something that you're going to see utilized in almost any competitive game. What do you think of this Night Stalker ban out coming from the Radiant side?
I think it could make a lot of sense. Silence against Brewmaster as well as Enigma is huge, especially at nighttime when it's a really long silence. I think that makes a ton of sense. They don't want to have to deal with that kind of thing. And now we actually see the Sand King ban as well. Another great AoE ulti that's going to work immensely well with Enigma. definitely don't blame him for banning him out.
Yeah, no, that's a when you see an Enigma pickup on any team in the first round of the pick phase, you definitely want to get that Sand King out of the way because you've got them held in position for all that AoE damage just to sort of happen for them, and if you get that Sand King up there, the epicenter could be devastating.
Yeah, but here's another interesting thing. Actually, Anti-Mage banned. I'm not too surprised about that, but where's the Broodmother ban? Not even seen picked or banned yet, and very common hero, at least in the pro scene.
Absolutely, one of the highest tiers of heroes I'd say in the entire game, just because of how much damage she can do, how much pushing ability she's got, and how easy it is for her to escape. It's definitely a good choice to go for any of these players here on either team. If you add Broodmother to the team with the Enigma and the Death Prophet, then you've got a super pushing team already. But if you add it to Windrunner or just the dire side, it's just going to go just as well because that pushing ability it also helps out in team fights too. So
absolutely, I think if the Radiant can get a hold on her, I think they're going to have a huge advantage already. And like you said, especially for the pushing potential, she can solo a lane, stay completely safe for the most part, and just push it to no end. And they have to at least do one or two heroes to stop that push alone. And they also have Death Prophet and Enigma on top of that. I mean, if that's not a ton of push already, I don't know what is.
Then you have to buy Sentry Wards and Dust just to make sure that you can actually sort of gank the Broodmother, and it counteracts any sort of money gain for that support or for that, you want to just make sure you can maximize your farm for everybody, and that's not going to be able to happen if you pick up a Broodmother.
Puck banned out. Not a terrible idea. We don't see her ever.
No.
It. I don't even know if it's a her. I don't know what it's
sexual. Call it it. I'll agree with it.
The thing.
Whatever the hell he is.
Exactly. But, I mean, definitely, I would think makes sense. Lich, before I even get into that, Lich picked another. Look at all this AoE team fight comp they have. It's ridiculous.
I do like this pick because if you get everybody in that black hole, you're able to pop that Lich ult without any trouble. It's going to bounce real easily, and it's just going to do a ton of damage.
I was going to say I still want to see Broodmother, but after the Earthshaker, I'm a little skeptical because obviously he's one of the prime anti-Broodmother heroes in the game. Just purely Echo Slam versus 8 or 9 Spiderlings equals a massive damage for a team.
Yeah, exactly.
So not sure.
I'm a little skeptical with the Earthshaker pick because I already feel like Tidehunter sort of fills that role that they have with that pick. I think they could have spent that pick on something that we've been talking about a little bit more. Obviously, if you go Broodmother, if the Dire went Broodmother into as well as a Morphling, I think that'd be an excellent team with the team that they have. Getting the hard carry, getting the Queen of Pain to solo mid, obviously having the Initiate from the Ravage, and this Earthshaker I'm not 100% sure about. So.
Yeah, we're going to see how they use it well. I mean, that adds another AoE component to their lineup as well. So now they kind of have Ravage, Echo Slam, as well as that Queen of Pain. And, of course, Windrunner adds her damage as well. But like you said, they really are missing that late-game potential. Morphling, I think I agree, would be an amazing 5th pickup for them. But I don't know what the Radiant's going to do now. I mean, Brewmaster I would not say is a hard carry by any means. He's a really great team fighter. So they're still kind of missing that auto-attack damage on their team.
Yeah, they are. They are missing that right-click damage, and I expect them to pick it up here. I would be very surprised to see anything but a carry at this point in time. Somebody who can do high right-click. Slardar.
Kind of fills it.
I guess so. I mean, not the pick I would go with, but certainly I think they might have already, tried out this composition, and maybe it worked well for them. And so we're going to see how well they do with it this time.
Well, you know what's wonderful about that combination on their team? The Slardar ult plus the fact that Death Prophet's ulti is physical damage.
Oh, that is fantastic.
That is going to be amazing. They're
That's
not
so
only
much damage.
Annihilate people if they get that up, but also Roshan. Very quick Roshans with the Slardar ult.
That's what I love about Slardar, is because you can just, if you want to take, all right, we need to sort of backdoor, take a quick Roshan, and you can do it with, if you waste that one of the spells on Roshan so that spell block goes away, and then get his ultimate at bottom Roshan, he goes down so quickly. It's so fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm going to be looking out for them to do some quick. I almost wanted to say level 1 Roshan possibly, but they're Radiant, so there's no way they're going to risk that.
Yeah,
but
that would be tough.
They have the Frost armor from Lich. They have a lot of great ways to fight him, so I actually expect it to be kind of early if they get that kind of dominance in the laning phase, but I don't know that they necessarily will, but they do have 2 melee supports at this moment on the Dire, which I don't like to see very much because that means they might get harassed out, possibly. But that's why it really depends who this 5th pickup is, because if it's a ranged hero, especially like Morphling, then maybe they won't suffer as much.
And you got to think about it in this way. It takes so much farm for Earthshaker and for Tidehunter to really get to what they need to get to in order to be really useful. And Rubik is the last pick out for the Dire side. And what do you think about this?
blows my mind a little bit. I mean, I love the Rube pick all the time, especially against a Black Hole, especially against a Lich with her ultimate, even Death Prophet. I mean, there's a lot of great spells to steal in this game, but now, like we were kind of saying before, they definitely are missing the auto attack damage, so they're going to have to depend on how well they coordinate in the team fight to really win it. Otherwise, they're going to get easily stomped by the Slaughter and Death Prophet and Brewmaster as well.
Something that blows my mind as well is the fact that neither of these teams have any agility on them at all. I'm pretty sure there's legitimately 0 agility heroes here, which is ridiculous to say the least.
That is really weird now you're saying that. I mean, we don't think of Slaughter and Brewmaster, but yeah, you're right, they're strength, so, and they're not really great auto attackers. They just provide a lot of team fight abilities, so yeah, definitely very strange, but I think I like both lineups. Oh, you didn't say Banana Man. I was...
Banana. Dang
it's too late now. I remembered myself, so...
we weren't in the game. We didn't miss anything. That's okay. It's fine.
I'm just kidding. Messing with you. So how do you expect these lanes to work out here, at least for the Radiant? What do you think?
Well, for the Radiant side, I mean, I think you definitely have to have Enigma in the jungle at this point. That's sort of his gig, and that's what he has to do, I think, and that's what they're going to end up doing. I think you could send pretty much Brewmaster anywhere. I think bottom would probably be the best choice with Lich there as well, and then sort of send... I'm not sure.
They got a lot of different options. I mean...
Yeah, there's a lot of different combinations you can go here for both teams, and you look here at the bottom lane and look at what they're trying to pull off, and maybe go for a gank.
Especially with that octopus on his head. I don't know what they're planning on doing. Maybe throwing it. Who knows? But
well, slimy.
Definitely would be slimy. But actually, Windrunner not joining them, so they're going for a semi gank potential. And they drop that really quick ward that's going to stop that spawn from actually spawning, so that's going to be really nice so they can't keep too much lane presence, but still Lich at the end of the day, if he is going to remain bottom, which I expect with the Brewmaster, they're going to have a ton of lane control regardless with just Sacrifice alone.
Right, exactly. Just sacrificing that creep, making sure that your lane doesn't push out too much, and being able to get that farm is going to be substantial. And I feel like the way Brewmaster works, he's going to be able to do enough damage to last it just as well. And even though that they're not going to be able to get that pull, it's not something that's going to be a huge problem. I think they're going to be able to sort of lane against these guys with little difficulty.
There's a lot of interesting things going on. I believe Rubik is tri-laning, which I've never seen, as probably the one to get the farm, but it could be Tidehunter. I'm not going to completely shut that out yet. So that's really interesting. Enigma also appears to be jungling offensively, I would guess, at this point. So a couple of definitely interesting things right off the bat there.
Yeah. And one thing I don't really like about this tri-lane down here at the bottom is the fact that you usually want to get one of these people farmed up in each lane, because Earthshaker and Tidehunter sort of fill the same role, so having them go on the same lane is... interesting.
But actually, action going on the Brewmaster, going to get picked up now. He's going to try to get out here, using the Thunderclap. I think he'll be just fine, though, because it is, in fact, 2 melees. They can't do too much harassment. They're still going kind of towards the tower. Oh, here comes the Gush. They're going to try to finish it off. One more auto attack, but not enough. Lich gets first blood, and now they're going to Tidehunter. Here comes the Thunderclap. Can he get a double kill? Lich double kill. Going for a third, possibly. Earthshaker slowed down. Is he going to get it? The Fissure comes out, but here comes Lich through the woods, and he is going to get a triple kill.
Are you
kidding
me? Are you kidding me? It's 1 minute into the game, and you know why this happens is because you die to the tower too much, and you think, okay, we can get both these heroes, but you end up sacrificing yourself just to the tower and to Lich, because he's able to hit you, because Brewmaster can take so much damage, especially with that stout shield at this first level and second level now, obviously. But wow, that was crazy.
Way too aggressive. And they're 2 melee heroes, like I said, so while they have some nice ranged spells, obviously, at level 1, you're not going to be able to take the hits in the tower, and Rubik died almost instantly, and the other two, of course, just following soon. Like you said, Brewmaster's just way too tanky at this point, and just really not worth it. Lich almost, he is level 4, I believe now, or almost, he's going to hit it, and he already buys a really quick Tranquil Boots, but now he's in actually a lot of trouble. Telekinesis comes out, Fissure's going to now land. This might be the death of Lich. Actually, he's so fast though because of those Tranquil Boots.
He's got so much speed.
And the Thunderclap now comes out. Is he going to be able to follow up? He needs to fall back as well, though. They have a ton of slow and stun on their lineup, and he's just going to have to sit back. But yeah, not able to kill Lich because of those Tranquil Boots really early.
See, that is amazing, because you get everything that you wanted with those kills. You get him up to level 3, almost level 4 at this point. You got your Tranquil Boots, and all of a sudden he's so much more leveled and has so much more movement speed just because of those boots. It's fantastic.
Absolutely, but now Lich actually looking to go just a little harassment on Rubik, nothing too much here. Enigma ported down, so now going to leave just Slardar one-on-one against Windrunner. He shouldn't have too much issues, especially if he gets a Stout Shield really quick. So Enigma's going to just sit in the jungle, counter wards. I really like to see that, because they're really aware, of course, that that spawn is not going to happen, so they need to counter that out, but actually Enigma might be in trouble. Rubik's going to use telekinesis here, throw him back towards the trees. Here comes the Fissure as well as the Gush, and that's going to be a dead Enigma, so not paying off to come back.
Yeah, at that point, I do like the opinion to counter ward there and just make sure that you get that taken care of. But at the same time, if it's at the cost of your own life, that's not something that you want to happen, especially in this sort of tri-lane down here in the bottom with Rubik.
Absolutely. Now something's going to be possibly set up here. Death Prophet needs to be really careful. They don't have vision of this tri-lane, and they're now getting a lot of pings out. Clarity Potion used, but she's still not aware. And here we go. Are they going to get this initiation down? The Gush comes out as well as the Fissure. Queen Pain blinking in very aggressively. Telekinesis is going to ensure that she dies, and I believe Queen Pain, yes, she will survive just barely because of the bottle charges. So another great setup from this tri-lane.
Yeah, she could have actually waited a second longer for that last hit from the tower to use that bottle charge, and it wouldn't have gotten stopped. But at the same time, she's going to survive all the same, and she's got a bottled up illusion now, so she's fine.
Yeah, she's going to do just fine. And, like, while they are doing a great job getting these kills, Brewmaster's now left to get a lot of farm. And actually, he's up to... Okay, he's only 11-0, so it's not terrible. But, you know, if they just keep leaving him alone, he's going to start getting way too far ahead of them, and they need to make sure he gets, like, contained, you know?
Exactly. He's already got 900 gold right now, so he could just he can get a bunch of stuff pretty soon, and they're just going to let him sort of farm this lane a little bit. But now that you see Earthshaker roaming back up to the bottom lane here, coming with the tri-lane again once again, and we see Queen of Pain with double damage also roaming up to the top lane, it looks like.
Yeah, she's just waiting around. They're going to look to set something up here. Shackle comes out, tries to get Slardar ahead of time, but Queen of Pain now blinking in, throwing a ton of damage, and here we go with the double damage. Oh, just barely not enough, but the Shadow Poison is ticking, and it's going to kill him for sure. Oh no, the salve. Oh, he's still going to fall, though. And there's the death, especially with Sprint. You take that extra damage, and he's just not going to be able to withstand it.
Yeah, that was close. I thought he might have been safe there, but that poison obviously ticking down and getting the kill for Queen of Pain, which is exactly what you want to happen early on in this game, is you want to get the Queen of Pain fed to make sure that she can carry later on.
Oh yeah, and she's off to a great start, like you said. Already has a couple kills under her belt, as well as some really good farm. So she's definitely getting herself a nice lead. Death Prophet, though, is going to be able to farm very safely. That's one of the perks of her as a hero. You know, having that long-range Crypt Swarm just keeps spamming for the waves. Definitely a nice thing. But actually, Enigma now... Maybe looking to set something up. They have 3 heroes as well. It's a tri-lane versus tri-lane with Enigma, which is kind of strange, actually, to see.
Absolutely, yeah, but at the same time, they want to make sure that they can counter this tri-lane up here in the top, because they want to sort of deny the farm, deny the pushing ability that they have with 3 heroes here. And I still think that this isn't the best choice for the Dire side. I think that they should maybe split this up a little bit better.
It's true, but, you know, it's going to be hard for them to take out, like, a Slardar if they bring a hero up there, especially because the supports are melee heroes, so not sure. Actually, I don't even know who's getting the farm here. Are they just kind of splitting it up?
It looks like they're trying to split it up, but if you look at their last hits, it's 2, 2, and 4, respectively, with the Rubik having 4, so it's not much CS going on at all.
True. So obviously, they're just focused on trying to harass and get kills, I guess, but, you know, at the end of the day, someone needs to start getting some farm in this bottom lane, or else it's a waste of gold as well as experience. And actually, here comes Blue. Beautiful line getting drawn out, showing they have an idea. Tidehunter's coming mid to roam. Death Prophet hugging the tower desperately. Actually has a bottle in base and choosing not to use the courier. It's been there actually for a minute or so now, so I'm wondering why she's holding on there.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you always, when you buy that bottle, you want to get it to you as quickly as possible, just so you can regen that mana, regen that health, whatever you need. And the fact that it's just sitting there and it has been sitting there for a long period of time is disconcerting.
Actually, Milgo now. Gush comes out, reducing the armor and slowing him. Queen of Pain taking a lot of damage, but also dishing it out. And now Tidehunter's tanking the tower. He's going to keep trying to initiate here, but can Death Prophet actually finish him off? This is going to be really close. I believe he's going to get the last hit. Yes, so actually trades off and gets the kill. Queen of Pain's still lurking around, though. Going to blink in and throw off one more of the Screen Pain, or not. She's really confused what she wants to do here. Now she gets it off. The Shadow Poison does in fact land. The silence comes out, but afterwards she's already casted her spells. Is he going to try to tango to survive? Yes, and actually she might just barely... Oh my god, she's going to survive.
Wow, you look at the Queen of Pain's plays there, and that was pretty exceptional. She was able to maneuver around the tower, so that Tidehunter had to take full duration of tower damage for that entire sort of ganking phase, and it didn't work out for him. And in the end, he died to it, and almost the Queen of Pain as well died to that tower as well. So they were getting a little greedy, and it's still early on in the game where that tower does a ton of damage. You can't just sort of you can't dive it if you and keep looking for those ganks because it's not going to work a lot of the time.
No, absolutely. They're trying too hard. They're forcing it, and it's not working at this point. And now that she's got this bottle, and she's gonna have just those boots as well, she'll have an easier time surviving. Another actually thing to note, this is a little off topic. Actually, probably coming bottom. A Gush comes out as well as Brewmaster, taking a whole ton of damage, Queen of Pain, but actually the Lich ult bouncing around. Gonna it's not gonna get to Rubik, but Queen of Pain already at half health. Gonna use those balls to come back up. Enigma now actually behind enemy lines, but here comes Death Prophet dropping the ult. Queen of Pain gets the kill on the Enigma. Are they gonna be able to follow this up? It looks like an even trade for now, and that's gonna be the end of this small skirmish. 2-0. The Dire takes the advantage.
And if those creeps weren't there, if they were just not there, then Lich's ult would have been able to take care of Rubik, not even a problem. And I think that was certainly, it looked like it was going to be an even encounter. I thought the Radiant might come out on the better side of that, but actually it did get a little bit of a favorable advantage in favor of the Dire now. So it's just...
But here we go, and Viz, Queen of Pain, looking to set something up on this Lich. She does have her ultimate. If she lines this up right, in combination with the Surge, he doesn't have mana though, so she's going to have to solo this more or less, and she only has enough mana for one spell or the other. She'll have to use a quick bottle otherwise. So here we go. Are they going to be able to set this up? Here comes a TP from Rubik. Are they going to get this initiation that they desperately need, especially on the Lich? She even tried to body block a little bit with that Invis root. And here we go with the initiation. Still no mana, but the telekinesis comes out. Tons of damage coming out on the Lich. She is most certainly going to drop from one last hit from Rubik. That is a killing spree done, but now the Thunderclap used to try to slow them down, but they're still going to be fine. So another great kill for the Dire here on the bottom.
Yeah, and you saw, like you said, she only had, Queen of Pain only had mana to use one spell or another, and Queen of Pain had to use that Scream of Pain instead of the Sonic Wave, and it looks like she wanted to sort of really go with that Sonic Wave to get a little bit more damage or get an extra kill there, but they do get the kill on the Lich, and that's all they really wanted. They just need to sort of keep farming this advantage and try and get back into a favorable position at this point in time.
Absolutely. So this bottom lane has just been non-stop action. Actually, Rubik even now scouting around, just maybe going to look for that 10-minute rune and kind of sit on it if it does spawn. But top lane, we haven't really mentioned because there hasn't been action. So 19-2 Slardar versus a 41-8 Windrunner. Wow.
Yeah, that is pretty good at this point in time. If you get even remotely close to 50 CS before 10 minutes, that's really what you're trying to aim for, especially on the Windrunner. And the fact that she has
Enigma now getting initiated on. Actually, the telekinesis comes off. They get another gank on the jungle Enigma. These wards being beautiful for that initiation.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you want. You want to stop this farming from Enigma in the jungle. And the easiest way to do that is just to have vision in the jungle and see where he is. And they obviously had that. They were able to take care of business, and now they're just going to go back and sort of check things out, and looks like they're going to go to the secret shop and just buy some arcane boots.
Here comes Queen of Pain looking to... She gets another haste rune running around, tried to just throw off a really quick Scream of Pain, but actually was not able to hit him with it. But he is at half health and doesn't have any health regen on him. No ring of health for a Vanguard or anything. So just going that Bracer and Quelling Blade, and like you said, his farm is really low at this point, so it makes sense that he doesn't have any of these big items that you'd expect at this point.
Right. I mean, you look at Windrunner already has her treads, but Slardar only having the boots and the bracers, so he needs to work on getting his last hit up a little bit more. And it shouldn't be this difficult, because Slardar has such a high right-click damage early on, especially if you get the bash, which he didn't go for, apparently, so
yeah, but
interesting choice.
He also has a Quelling Blade.
That's true.
This should be no problem for him, and especially
exactly.
The fact that Windrunner didn't go phase boots, which you normally see on her, for higher attack damage for last hitting. The treads, strength treads at that, her attack damage is
bottom lane
lower.
Lich ult.
Lich ult actually coming in. Good call. Now comes the Brewmaster using the ult, getting a kill for them as well. Are they going to be able to fish this Tidehunter? They have all the moves for it. That fire bear just coming around here doing a ton of damage. Double kill for the Lich. This Lich is on a hot streak here this game, going 5-1.
That was an excellent initiation. They saw Enigma was going to be able to come and help them out. He doesn't have to do much. He just has to come bring his presence, and then Primal Split comes out. And after that Lich ult gets popped, you can dive that tower a little bit as the Brewmaster, just to avoid getting killed by the tower and just still do a ton of damage and get the kill. So they were able to catch them out of position, and they executed it perfectly there.
Yeah, just really showing the strengths of Brewmaster, especially right when he hits level 6. Him and Lich are some of the strongest level 6ers in the game, and now they're looking to go on this Rubik. No, just harassing more. She uses, though, the Magic Wand. Meantime, Queen of Pain, as well as the Windrunner, getting a nice kill on the Death Prophet. Excuse me for missing that. There's just way too much action. 16 kills already in 12 minutes.
Yeah, this is a game where they're not afraid to go gank and have team fights, and I think it's a lot of fun to cast, especially. And already in the bottom, it looks like they're going to try and do a sort of another setup team fight here.
Perhaps, but also Queen of Pain just lurking around. She's not looking to buy anything, although she gets that Void Stone. She really wants to go on this Slardar again, but he has the healing salve as well as another one. She's spending actually a lot of money on those healing salves. Trying to side, but meanwhile, bottom, Fissure comes out. No, it's just more harassment damage on this Brewmaster who doesn't have very much health regen, so they're just going to have to wait around here by their tower.
And the TP coming in from Death Prophet. So now that they have 4 people down here, they can easily engage in a team fight and definitely be able to win it, I'd imagine. Not having Scream of Pain in this lane would certainly hurt them in a team fight.
Yeah, but apparently the ward spot out, they actually used a sentry to try to counter where they were thinking about going in. Actually, Earthshaker still was very easy. I feel like Enigma could have gotten the stun on him pretty easily. It might have been a kill, but apparently just not looking to go for it. And so in the meantime, Queen of Pain just doing what she does best. She's going to just push here in the middle with her AoE, and they're not putting anyone to stop it. It looks like, yeah, Death Prophet's going to have to come back to defend that tower.
And if you look at the graph right now, the gold graph is actually 0 in favor for nobody. The XP graph is a little bit in favor of the Radiant, but
yeah, that's so back and forth, just up and down, up and down. I mean, really going back and forth. Actually, Telekinesis comes out, Fissure as well. They're just trying to hurt this Lich, who is proving only those Tranquil Boots still from the beginning of the game. It's still just really hard to kill with all that armor as well as the regen she has from those boots. And actually, pings come out on the Enigma, who is up here with the Black Hole ready to go. Slardar also has his ult ready to go. Who's going to set up the initiation here? Queen of Pain is desperately looking to set something up here, and it looks like Windrunner might know. Yes, is she going to land the Shackle shot? She's going to go for it soon. Beautiful. Oh no, I thought it was on the Enigma. It's at least going to hit the Slardar. Now they need to fall back immediately. Here we go with the slow. Enigma is most certainly going to fall at this point. And yes, she does. It's a nice try with the stun, but it's just Enigma's just way too squishy at this point in the game.
right, exactly. And I think not having that mechanism up at this point in time is certainly hurting him. Obviously, it's difficult to farm that quickly, and it's something that you need to keep in mind. They wanted to get the Black Hole, but I think Queen of Pain just does so much damage at this point. It was a beautiful shackle by Windrunner as well to sort of keep them in place from sort of maneuvering around and doing any damage.
Exactly. It's always nice. At least it latches to one hero. Actually, a TP comes out. No, Windrunner's just go back to base, has 1,400 gold. Is she going to go for like a 4-staff or something? I'm not exactly sure what she's plotting here. Speaking of a lot of gold, by the way, Brewmaster's sitting on 2K, so I'm wondering what he wants to go next.
Yeah, at this point, with 2K, Brewmaster opens up plenty of different possibilities as what you might go for your build. Obviously, I've seen a lot of Aghanim Scepters come out on the Brewmaster, however, that might not be what he's going to go now. It's a little bit of a questionable decision. See what he goes in a little while.
Yeah, and Slardar gets the deny on the top tower, so at least denying a little bit of gold as well as experience for their team. But at the end of the day, Windrunner's still... Actually, it's Rubik now. They kind of swap places. Windrunner's going to roam here bottom and try to set up some kills. Queen of Pain with yet another Invis rune, just having all these wonderful runes for ganking. Going to be just waiting to initiate here. Only a level 1 ult, but still going to do plenty of damage. So Ravage, they're going to drop it here. Good to hit 2 heroes. Here comes the ult Queen of Pain doing wonderful damage.
Wow.
Double kill for the Tidehunter. Now Brewmaster uses a very defensive ulti, trying to actually hurt the Queen of Pain the best he can. Now going for the Earthshaker, but it's just himself, and he needs to be kind of careful because if he goes too deep, he's going to get caught out by all this CC. And yes, he has to fall back now. So great double kill. Are they going to actually get the Brewmaster? Yes, the Shackle lands, and that's going to be a dead Brewmaster. 3 kills for none here on the bottom lane.
That was so well initiated, though. You saw that Ravage come out, and then you saw the rest of the team move up, use all their AoE abilities. I think the Echo Slam did come out of the Earthshaker, and it just did so much damage with the Sonic Wave as well. So that was just a well executed gank coming out from the dire side.
Yeah, beautiful 7. I mean, we were kind of trying to piece together how this team fits, and you can see it when it works like that with both the Fissure, the Ravage. They have a ton of CC as well as AoE damage, and when they put it all together like that, it is really hard to slow them down. And Death Prophet and Slardar, who were going to be main components to like making the Radiant stronger, are pretty far behind on both gold and experience, and they're not really carrying their team like they need to be.
And that's unfortunate. You really need that Death Prophet to sort of get a little bit more farm so that when she gets in a team fight and she does pop those spirits, that you do a little bit more damage. And also having just the Slardar there, they haven't rotated Slardar down at all, and Death Prophet has rarely come down from the middle lane to sort of help out with these team fights.
Yeah, I mean, they're just being stuffed, and Enigma has just been dying over and over. 0-5 and 26 creep score. That is exactly not what you want your jungle Enigma to be at this point. He hasn't even had a safe chance because of all the warding they've done, and look at them now, shifting once again. All 5 heroes coming down to this poor Lich and Brewmaster. Shackle, oh my gosh, it lands just barely. Tons of damage to the power shot. Here comes the Queen of Pain. Brewmaster needs to try and get out, but he's going to get caught, and that's another kill, and they might now look to push this Tier 2 tower in the bottom lane and trade it for the Tier 1 from the Radiant, but definitely not worth it for the Radiant side.
Right, absolutely. I mean, Tier 1 tower is the Tier 1 tower you expected to be down at this point in time. However, this Tier 2 tower is sort of really going to be the last line of defense before you get to that Tier 3 in the racks, and this is not what they want to happen at 17 minutes into the game.
No, this is especially not where they want to be. In fact, I said the Radiant, I figured they had a much stronger pushing team, at least, with their lineup. Actually, Queen of Pain gets Black Hole with the Windrunner. Great setup here by the Enigma, as well as the Ghost just doing a whole ton of damage. That's going to be a double kill. Finally, something going in the favor here of THE.
See, that is a trade that they do want to happen. I think Dire side definitely got a little bit overconfident in thinking of how much an advantage they have, and so when they went top and they were expecting to defend, they really just got caught out of really bad position with that Black Hole. And then Slaughter able to do that AoE damage with his Slithering Crush, and it was just all downhill from there.
Yeah, they also have a wonderful team fight, especially if a silence goes off on the Queen of Pain. She's in a lot of trouble. She can't escape like normal was, and that's what he was saving for. He gets a Blink Dagger on the Brewmaster, so now at least have a better chance of surviving as well as initiating with his ulti. A really great purchase overall.
Yeah, and that's what you want to have the Brewmaster, because you want that Thunderclap. You want to deal that initial damage, as well as if you get in there and you use that Thunderclap, you could just Primal Split right after that, and you're in good position to help out in a team fight.
Yeah, I definitely think they needed that sorely. Especially just because of how behind Enigma is. Normally he's got at least close to a mech or a Blink Dagger at this point, not even close to either of those. So they desperately needed an item like that. Lich actually going to go for the mech, makes a ton of sense, has the headdress already. So that's going to once again help these team fights in their favor. If Slardar can go for maybe a BKB to really get some good initiation on their team, because they're all spell pretty much. If you look at the Dire lineup, it's all spell. So a BKB on Slardar would mean a ton of damage coming out from him.
Alternatively, I definitely agree BKB would just be absolutely fantastic, but at the same time, the pipe would definitely be something else to think about.
Oh, actually, it's definitely going to drop here. A Ravage, he's going to drop it, going to hit 4 heroes per chance. Now, double kill coming out for the Dire. Is Slardar going to be able to finish off? No, he's not. Here comes the Death Prophet, but doesn't have any other spells to follow this up with. And now Slardar's going to get a little caught out here. Has to be careful. The minus armor on him, taking a ton of damage. And now we go a stun actually on the Queen of Pain. Is she going to fall? No, she gets the blink just barely. And Slardar now falls to their shaker. Is Brewmaster going to survive? In a lot of trouble. And Queen of Pain with that bottle. Enigma buying back actually, porting in. Good, tries to do his best to help Brewmaster survive, but he is on the run, and he might just perchance fall. A blink already on the Earthshaker, that's insane! And now actually the action's still going out. Telekinesis on the Death Prophet, and they're going to continue to chase. Brewmaster does finally fall to the Earthshaker, and that might be the end of the action. No, they've been looking to set something up, actually. Malphite's coming out on the Queen of Pain. Is that going to be enough damage? The blink comes out. A beautiful shackle shot hitting 2 heroes. Oh my gosh, the Echo Slam! Plus the Queen of Pain all whipping, unfortunately, but the Fissure comes out. It's going to be a wipe here for the Radiant, 22-9 the score.
Oh my goodness. You've got to be kidding me. It looks like the damage might have been minimal, and just the amount of escape that the Dire team had, they were able to just sort of get out and keep fighting for that entire extended period of time. With TP's coming out left and right for the Radiant side, and they just got into a really bad position. You called that shackle with the Echo Slam coming in at the same time. So much damage. What a great team fight for the Dire side here.
There's 2 simple reasons I'll tell you why the Radiant had such a problem in that fight. No Death Prophet ult, no Lich ult. Neither used. And
exactly.
I mean, those are huge reasons why they would be able. That's a big source of their damage either way for team fights. And if they can't use either, then they're just not able to nearly keep up with how much was coming out from the Earthshaker, as well as the Tiger, as well as the Queen of Pain, just constantly, like you said, going in and out of the fight, getting her mana back and health back. And actually, here we go, the Brewmaster blinking in, the Lich all bouncing around, doing a pretty good amount of damage. Gonna get finally a kill on the Tidehunter. Now Ping's come out the Windrunner, but she has the Force Staff, uses it beautifully. Gonna escape just fine down the side, and now they're pinging to hopefully push this middle with the Death Prophet all up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you were talking about, how you need those ultimates to sort of do any damage. I think, though, you just wasted it on the Tidehunter in comparison to the 5 heroes you just lost. And there's a Fisher coming up now.
Yeah, they're looking to keep them off this tower. Death Prophet trying to do as much as he can with these ghosts, and they are hitting quite hard. Are they going to get the deny off? Rubik tries almost, but not quite. Death Prophet does get the tower, so finally their second tier 1 tower pushed, but they're definitely falling behind in the tower race, even though they are, from the lineup, the stronger pushing team.
And you look at the experience in gold, and it's roughly about 6K for both in favor of Dire, which is not a huge advantage, but at the same time, it's still pretty big at this point.
Absolutely. They're just, now they're really going up in the whole battle. And unless Slardar and Death Prophet start getting some semi-big items, I don't think they're going to have what it takes to survive the upfront damage that, you know, the Dire brings. I mean, they just have so much burst. If the Ravage hits 3 heroes like it's been hitting, Queen of Pain drops her spells as well as the Earthshaker, yeah, they don't survive. And Enigma, speaking of which, even tries to use the Black Hole, a big waste, unfortunately, and he's going to fall before he gets to do anything.
Yeah, they caught him way out of position there. That Shackle obviously coming up, dealing a lot of damage and able to, just keep him placed there and just make sure that that Black Hole doesn't go off whatsoever. And you look at the Queen of Pain now, and she's building towards this Hex Stick to Scythe Devise, and she's almost got it. I mean, you get 1,000 more gold, and she'll have that Scythe Devise, which is going to be huge in a team fight.
Absolutely. Rubik actually stealing the ice armor, gonna pop it on the Shaker, wants to make sure he survives in these fights. I guess not a bad choice. The Prophet just spamming out the waves, trying to keep them at bay. And now a Shackle landing somehow! Death Prophet and the Ravage all going off. Queen of Pain as well. Echo Slam, everything getting dropped. But Earthshaker now gonna fall. The Raiden actually looks to be in a really good position here. And Brewmaster's gonna look to follow up on this Rubik perchance. Are they gonna be able to catch anyone out is the question. He's actually getting caught in the trees, how unfortunate. And here we go, he comes back. Death Prophet really low though, gonna get killed by the Rubik actually. And now this fight's getting completely turned on its head. And the Brewmaster getting them also hurt, but he's gonna die. They all live with barely any health.
See, that was a good. I think that was definitely a good initiation at the beginning of the fight for the Radiant side. They had everything they needed, and all of the spells went off for the Dire side, and they were still alive. And I think after they got those 2 kills, they should have said, okay, let's back up. Let's not chase. Let's not get ourselves caught out of position. But they did the opposite, where they chased and they said Death Prophet's ult's going to finish up and she'll heal up. But she died before that even happened. And so that's just a big mistake to be caught out of position like that if you were on this side of THE.
Yeah, it's just this game has been, since the first minute of the game, a game of bad chases. You know, bad aggressive behavior, and it's just really going now in the favor of the Dire essentially 28-11 at 24 minutes. This is almost 40 kills. It's almost 2 kills a minute. I mean, just insane the whole game. I love it though. Action-packed for sure.
Definitely, it's been the team fights have been pretty incredible to watch at this point in time, and so I'm looking forward to seeing how this game ends though. And I think THE needs to be careful. They need to start sticking together as a team. They need to be not caught out as much in order to come back here.
Yeah, because they have, I mean, I'm going to say, like I say it every game, any team with a black hole has a chance the whole game. You know,
Absolutely.
If they can catch 3 or 4 heroes in that CC is so powerful that it can change the course of the fight. But, you know, like you said, they have to be really careful, and especially if Rubik does not get caught in it, he'll have it to use against them. And then that's going to be really, really unfortunate for them for the next fight.
Right. And there's so many different spells you can get as Rubik as well. So many different big team fighting spells that you can pop just by getting somebody's ultimate on the other team. I mean, with the exception of obviously Slardar's ultimate, you've got so many big ultimates from the entire team coming out. So if Rubik's able to get any one of those, it's going to be trouble for the THE.
Yeah, definitely. So they are sticking together like you asked them to do. They are obeying. But, you know, for how long? I mean, they need to make sure the pressure stays off at least as top lane. You see them going in groups of 3 holding hands because they have been just, after such a great start to the game, I feel like for them, they've been just losing fight after fight no matter how it looks at the start. And actually, Slardar, ooh, I think he's going to finish up his armlet here. So there he goes. He may, if he can micro that well and use that item to its full capacity, he could survive a lot better in these fights and bring out even just more damage if he can just keep getting those crutches off. Speaking of actually initiation, Brewmaster going on the Queen of Pain, but it's just a little harassment, obviously. And now they're in trouble. Here comes 3 more heroes from the Dire.
They're way out of position.
There's smoke coming out. The Force Staff could be used. The Shackle does not lash to anything, but she's still taking a whole ton of damage. Here comes the Earthshaker using the Fissure as well as the Enchant Totem. And now Death Prophet using a very defensive ulti, but starting to take a ton of damage. Actually, if she turns around, gets good silence. Oh no, a Shackle lands on the Enigma. Are they going to have some more follow-up damage? The Gush is going to come out.
There's a Black Hole.
Black Hole misses completely though, and the Ravage going to hit 3 heroes. The Lich all bouncing around, but they don't have nearly enough damage. Everyone except Flarnar is dead. He gets one kill, but the telekinesis now comes out. He's going to get caught, and he is most certainly going to fall. A 5-for-1 trade.
And I saw that bait was so well used against the Enigma. He's like, I'm going to get some people in this black hole, but no, it didn't happen. The Queen of Pain blinked out of there, and all of a sudden there was really nobody caught up in that black hole, and they were able to just take him down so quickly. The pipe came out to make sure that Lich Bolt didn't do too much damage, and they were able to just push the tower now, and that was a fantastic move on their part.
Yeah, they are just playing so well. Actually, here we go. The Brewmaster using the Thunderclap and ulti going to at least kill probably the Earthshaker. Yes, he falls. They just are sticking to their guns, want to kill this tower, but they realize now they definitely have to fall back. The Cyclone coming on Rubik, going to keep him at bay, hoping that his Enigma as well as his other allies can come in just in time. No, they're not going to be able to, but at least the tower survives. If there's going to be a small gem, there it is. Small gem.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh,
wow.
They're just so far behind though. They keep losing these fights, and majorly. It's like 5-for-1 or 4-for-1 trades every time.
And I saw that, and you were talking about how they stick together just for me, and then all of a sudden they ruined that plan by just going down here in the bottom. And I'm like, all right, well, let's go down here. There's only two of us with Brewmaster, and I think it was Courier on the Enigma, and they just like wanted to engage, but they didn't realize that the rest of the team was coming right after them, and it was just they got caught out of position, and that ended up poorly for them.
Click Rubik and tell me what you think of his spell.
Well, let me see if I can. Where are you? Oh, there it is.
No.
Oh, goodness.
I don't think they
goodness.
know it. I don't think they have any idea.
I want to see him get that off. I want to see a black hole followed by a counter black hole, and it'd just be like, what? That would be crazy.
The universe will explode. I'm not sure what will happen at that point, but yes, he has the black hole, and like I said, I don't think they're aware that he was able to steal that in time. So, I mean, that could just, on top of how much AoE they already have in CC, let's just throw a black hole in the mix, and yeah, they're just going to be in a ton of trouble, and they're still trying to farm up as much items as they can, but they're just lacking, actually. Queen of Pain just scouting things out, going to try to go on this Death Prophet. Oh, Death Prophet dropping the ulti, actually. I think they get the stun, though. The stun does land. The amplified damage comes out. Is it enough? Yes! They do actually get the mega kill streak for the Death Prophet, and now they're initiating a fight. I don't think this is a good idea. Earthshaker's going to fall. You should not fight a Death Prophet, which he has that ult flying around. And yeah, this could be 2 quick kills to the Radiant, so definitely going to swing it a little bit in their favor at least.
Yeah, and now they're going to back up. And this is what the Radiant side THG should take note of. You see how they got caught out of position in that fight, and they realized they don't want to fight anymore, and they're not going to chase and not try to force an initiation that would end up being poor for them. Whereas fights that were going in the favor of the Dire earlier, sort of THG would follow them into the jungle and end up sort of allowing them to have the Dire side get more kills than the Radiant side. So that's definitely a good initiation for THG now, and they can sort of farm up with a little bit more of a room for error, I'd say. Although the difference in experience right now is 1,500, although it did go up just a little bit after that last team fight, and gold is right around 10K.
15,000, you mean?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I apologize. I can never get those numbers right. It's 1,500. It's huge. A huge difference. Like, that's not very much, is it?
No, coming back from 1,500. No, but like you said, 15,000. I mean, huge advantages. But at the end of the day, it's still a black hole, still a Death Prophet. They have a ton of team fight on the Radiant, and so they're definitely not going to plan on giving up anytime soon. Especially to get a couple more quick catches like that on big heroes like Queen of Pain. I mean, that can make the difference for these fights. Death Prophet almost has enough. She's going to go for that Bloodstone first, which is very common to see on her. But I don't know. I feel like if they get a Black King bar on some of these heroes, it's going to be night and day the difference in these fights.
Yeah, because then who do you focus down? I mean, you get that BKB off on the Slaughter, and he's just able to go in there, not get stunned, and sort of do all of his damage, his right-click damage with that bash, throw up his ultimate, his amplified damage with the Armlet of Mortigan, and it's just going to be able to do so much damage, and it's going to be so difficult for them to right-click down, because they really don't have any right-click heroes now that you think about it. I mean, Queen of Pain being maybe one of them, but at this point in time, it'd be very difficult for them to kill somebody with a BKB on the Radiant side.
Yeah, Queen of Pain usually, of that team, you would think is the attacker. Windrunner actually does like to build auto attack a lot, or does get a lot of damage, I should say. She has that Orc and Malevolence now. Yeah. So a really good choice against some of these heroes, especially I would have to think Brewmaster as well as Enigma. Good silence on them will really shut them down in these fights. So she can get that off. You might even see her now. You see actually a lot late game Windrunners like to go that MKB to just really boost that auto attack damage. But I don't know. I think I'd rather her probably go for a Scythe if she has the money for it.
And they look like they want to Roshan here, and I think this is a good choice. However, they will see it. The Radiant team looking like they want to come in here, but they're just going to back off now, seeing using that ward.
Yeah, they're just putting some vision down. The Shackle really long shackle, not going to latch though. And they really need the rest of their team to come out. It's kind of fortunate they're not going on it because they still had Brewmaster and a couple of heroes waiting to come in. He does finish a Drums of Endurance, a very small item, but at least it's something to help with these team fights. Bloodstone is finished on the Death Prophet, so she's just spamming out to do a little damage if she can. The TP goes top now, so if they see Tidehunter, they might go just straight for Roshan. No, they're choosing not to. They're just going to rotate back to middle and kind of, like we said, hold hands and stick together for now at least.
And that's a good move. I think unless they are absolutely 100% going on that Roshan, you don't want to really force it. And if you stay together and push this middle lane and maybe perhaps get a kill, then you can get the Roshan and sort of turn things around just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously, even though Tidehunter's not in the mix, they have a lot of Lich. Whoa, here we go, initiation. Brewmaster even using his ulti, gonna catch this Rubik with a stun. The pipe was used, but that's not nearly enough to absorb how much damage is coming out. Gonna fall, the 370 gold to the Enigma. But in the meantime, here comes the double damage Queen of Pain looking to push, but Slaughter can easily man up against him. Uses that amplified damage, missing the crush though, but the team is definitely gonna come to support it. So it's just a 1-for-nothing trade. Nothing really lost here for the Radiant, just some extra gold, I guess.
Right. And now you see the rest of the Dire team rotating down middle and seeing like, okay, now we need to sort of stick together and not be caught out like that again. You know, that was a sort of unfortunate situation that Rubik was in, and we won't see that black hole that he had on him, unfortunately.
No, it didn't happen.
The sad face.
Hey, this is could go on for another 20, 30 minutes.
That's true. That is true.
Plenty of opportunities for black holes to be abound. So not sure. Enigma now trying to finish up some treads at 33 minutes. That is just a very unfortunate situation for a hero like Enigma.
Yeah, he's got 10 deaths already, and that's just not the situation you want to be in. How unfortunate, to say the least.
We'll have to see what they make of it now. You know, they're obviously looking to maybe come together here in the middle lane. Slaughter actually starting to finally get some decent farm going. Has 1,000 gold. I wonder if he's going to go for... I would hope the BKB, like I've been saying all game, comes out, but, you know, you never know. He could go a lot different. Actually, Gemma True Sight on the Queen of Pain, looking just a counter ward, really, at this point. So they get absolute map control, and not a terrible idea.
And I think with the amount... It would be a waste to not go BKB on at least the Slaughter, just because of the amount of disables you have with this team. And I think any other team with, you know, maybe just only 1 or 2 disables would be, okay, fine, we can maybe go like a Heart of Trask or something else. But I think at this point in time, you legitimately have to go BKB on Slaughter for it to be effective.
No, definitely. I understand completely. Actually, Shackle Shot coming out on the Brewmaster, as well as a ton of damage. AoE coming out. Silence comes out Tidehunter, but still taking a huge amount of damage. Double kill before Brewmaster or Enigma, either of them use their ultis. A quick stun comes out from the Slaughter, but they need to fall back immediately. Death Prophet taking a ton of damage. Gonna get even hexed up here. Ravage used. She's gonna fall almost immediately here. And can they get the kill, at least on Tidehunter? Yes, they will, but now they have to fall back even more. Lich gonna get caught out here, going to die. And Slaughter now getting chased down with that slow on him. Is he gonna be able to escape? The blink comes up to keep the vision going. And they might be able to finish him off. I'm not sure. Here we go with the... No, they're not going to be able to pick him off. He's going to barely just survive, but still a 4-for-1 trade.
And you just saw how quickly they were able to initiate there in that top lane. You know, there were 2 people caught out of position. The Death Prophet tried popping her ult, didn't really do much damage because that pipe came up and just sort of deflected all of that damage, and that was just such a decent move. It wasn't really the pipe all... It was just more or less the fact that they were all there and they were all pushing that tower and all able to split that damage up effectively.
Of trouble. They're going to keep trying their heart out, but you know, at the end of the day, I don't know how they're really going to come back into this game. They just keep getting initiated on over and over, and it's a lot to do with that map control that the Dire has a huge advantage with both the wards and the True Sight detection from the Queen of Pain.
Yeah. And it's just a position where they need to sort of... it's certainly not over yet, and I think the Dire understand that they need to stick to what they've been doing and sort of stay together, get all of those initiations like they've been getting, and sort of not make mistakes here, and hopefully they'll be able to, you know, keep pushing their advantage, and I think that's what they want at this point, obviously.
Absolutely. We're going to see how they follow up with this now. Just running through the middle lane, a couple heroes here and there, a ton of pings coming out for that creep. I'm really not sure what they're trying to go for. There is a rune. Tidehunter are going to blink to get the invis, and now Winter are going to maybe look. He does use the Orchid on the Enigma to take extra damage in silence. The Amplify comes out. The Shackle does not land, but actually this Slaughter is in a lot of trouble. Going to most likely fall here. Yes, he does. Brewmaster going to use his ult, but he's down below in the fissure block. is just amazing. He's not going to be able to come in here until it's finally down now. Who is he going to go on is a question. Queen of Pain, there's barely a survive. A good Lich ult. No, the Force Set's going to cause that to only bounce just once, but the Tidehunter does in fact fall. Now they amplify damage on the Windrunner, and actually look at that fissure block. Going to completely shut them down.
They can't do anything after that. That's an excellent block.
Wow, just terrific from the Earthshaker there to shut that push, that good counter game coming out. Queen of Pain just somehow surviving. I'm not sure how she managed that, but yeah, I mean, overall decent for them. But I mean, look, the Radiant is just not giving up at this point.
And you can't. You really, I think having them all go mid is a good idea, and you really have to try to make something happen here. Look at that Shackle.
Another great one, but no follow-up able to happen, so it's just going to be just a little bit of harassment damage at this point. Nigma actually getting creep blocked. Needs to make sure she keeps running. Lich as well. Actually, Lich is about 300 gold alpha mech, which would be really helpful. But Queen of Pain being so aggressive by herself, just not afraid. I guess when you look at the Radiant team, I mean, they don't have a ton of CC, so she doesn't have too much to worry about.
Right. And she's having that hex stick finished up. She could essentially just kill, if she gets two people out of position, hex one of them, you know, Sonic Wave the other, and just do a ton of damage. And she's in a good position to really gank and just get a lot of the kills. And she's been farmed up pretty well this entire game. So.
True, and now Death Prophet actually looking to go a Hood instead of a BKB, which actually is going to do very well for their team as well if she can actually finish a pipe. But I don't know, she's still got a lot of gold to go, and they're going to push this Tier 2 tower in middle. Telekinesis, no, the silence comes out before he's even able to cast it. A good deny from Slardar, actually. But, you know, it's still another Tier 2 tower. They only have one remaining, and there's still a Tier 1 bottom for the Dire that they have to kill.
Yeah, their tower advantage right now is not in a good position.
Good Shackle Shot. Brewmaster getting a spell stolen. What was it? It was just Thunderclap. Telekinesis coming on Slardar. Fissure as well. Gonna keep them blocked in. Tidehunter blinking into Ravage. Doing a ton of damage. Queen of Pain now following up. Instantly killing the Death Prophet. Black Hole hitting 3 heroes. Here comes the Lich all bouncing around. But the Mech and Piper instantly used. Definitely gonna make the Radiant fall after this. 2 more heroes are going to die. Brewmaster on the run with his buddy Lich. The blink comes out, and the Shackle, oh, if that landed, that would have been miraculous. But no, they're not going to be able to follow up, unfortunately, on these other 2 heroes.
And that was after that black hole had occurred. That was pretty much the best initiation you could have gotten for, you know, the Enigma and the Enigma on the Radiant side. And having that black hole and having that Lich ult deal that amount of damage, just having it sort of go away because the mechanism in the pipe is pretty disheartening at that point. That shows you how much of an advantage that the Dire has in this game currently.
Yeah, just an enormous advantage. And they're going to push this Tier 2 tower, or Tier 3, excuse me. Actually, using the Force out of Lich, he's going to instantly drop. And Thunderclap now comes out. Brewmaster trying to do as much as he can with his ultimate. Going to go, and they're actually going to get the kill on the Queen of Pain and hopefully kill that gem. No, they're not concerned with it at this point. Going to drop the Death Prophet ult, going to try to chase it down the best she can. She is pretty fast, very fast actually at 400 moves, excuse me, but look, the Fissure comes out to try to block him as best they can. If she keeps chasing, she actually might fall herself. I don't know how far she really wants to continue this chase here. Actually, here we go. The Shackle's going to probably land here. Yes, it is. Telekinesis as well. Thunderclap comes out, but she's going to fall before any further damage can come about. And now here we go with the Malefice from the Rubik. Going to do some nice stunning. And now the Steel comes out from the Slardar. Is it going to be a crushing question? No, it's just Sprint, but a good Shackle coming out once again. Slardar might end up falling. No, he's very, very fast, and I think he might just survive here, especially with the armlet. They're going to continue the chase, though. The Shackle going to land, hopefully, to the barracks. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. And they're going to now actually go on the Enigma. Just continuous action back and forth. The Tier 3 tower does fall, but so is Enigma with that. Lich trying to do his best to get a kill, but now he's going to fall. So just death after death for Team THE.
Windrunner has a beyond godlike streak, and we've heard this song before. I told you, THE, do not go out and chase. Do not go out and chase. And what's the Death Prophet do? She goes out and she chases, ends up dying, ends up getting her team killed pretty much at the same time as well. So you look at just defending there and then backing away and, you know, just stay defending and just get your advantage and try to get back up to the place you were at. Don't go out and chase and look for kills, especially with a team that has this much communication and this much well-executed team play. And I just think that was the definitely most wrong maneuver that you could have made if you're Death Prophet, and it just did not go in their favor again.
She is not nearly tanky enough to be doing things like that. Just
yeah,
not even close. She doesn't have a pipe. She doesn't have a BKB. She just
she only got 2 charges on her Bloodstone too, and it's just like she's trying to make these plays and they're just not happening for her. Unfortunately, it's just. THE, why
I
would
know,
I let
right?
you go out? Why? You keep doing these things, and I just, you would have done so much more if you could have just stayed together and not chased. And now they're just going to head up, and they're going to hit up Roshan right now with Dire Side is, and they're going to want to take that, and just, I think they're going to push middle and try to end this game as quickly as possible.
Well, the great thing is it's a best of 3. So you
Yes.
learn from your mistakes in the game,
Exactly.
first game, and you adjust your strategy. And I mean, I don't think their strategy was necessarily their downfall. I think it was a really well-made team comp, to be honest. I liked how everything went, but they just were getting outlaned, as well as the vision. They were getting pushed around in that bottom lane. Roshan actually going to the Dire. Go figure. 46-19 the score. But yeah, I think they just really need to be more map aware and help each other out. Like especially if Slardar, he needs to at least have a scroll at TP because he had a lot of presence he could have brought to those fights if he came in.
With the amount of mobility that the team on the Dire side has, they would have to be aware of what's happening on the map. And I just think you're right. They weren't aware of what was happening. They were sort of getting split up, and they were getting pushed out, and they were not in any good position to really engage in any team fights. They had 1 or 2, but they never really went in their favor. They always went in the favor of the Dire side here. So, and you're right. It is a best of 3, so we'll be able to see what. They decide to do on this next game, and hopefully they can just talk about things that they need to improve on.
Yeah, quickly in between the team fights, of course. But yeah, speaking of mobility for this Dire team, a Blink Dagger on Rubik, Blink Spell. Actually, before I get to that, Brewmaster going all in here. Winner are taking a heap of damage, but there's not going to be enough. Now they're looking to initiate. Queen of Pancakes done with the amplified damage, but not getting really focused fire. Beautiful Ravage hitting all 4 heroes they're available to, and now they're going to do even more AoE damage. Queen of Pain comes out, and are they going to be able to finish off? Yes, Death Prophet falls, and now Brewmaster in a lot of trouble. Going to get just picked off here. Sheep, in fact. And now it's just Lich to fend off 5 heroes, and there's no way he's going to be able to do that.
And just another well-executed team fight, obviously. It looked like, once again, they were in a bad position, but of course the Blink coming in, which allows so much mobility, and then the Ravage gets popped off, and after that it's history there. And there's the GG.
And we kind of saw that coming. But,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, at least it's a best of 3, like we've been saying. They're going to have a good opportunity to try to, think of maybe a new way to fight, a new strategy. Who knows? We're going to have to see what they go. Maybe Templar Assassin Alchemist combo. We got a lot of options. So.
I would like to see Templar Assassin Alchemist combo. That would be pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. And so a few things I think about that when we touched on this multiple times is that you have to be map aware, and they had plenty of vision. They did get the wards out early, but at the same time I think early on Courier just made a few too many mistakes, and they got ganked too many times down in that tri lane especially, and it's just something that they need to discuss and make sure that they're aware, like, okay, we saw the amount of mobility they had in the last game, perhaps they want to ban out the mobility this game and sort of go for a little bit of a better team fighting composition, and make sure that they just don't get caught out anymore. When you feel like you could go chase them and you're in a bad position, don't do it. THE, just don't.
Fight that instinct.
Yes, please fight the instinct to just run out and just throw your lives away, because that was what was happening. It was just like, no, why are you doing this? Makes me feel so sad. Yeah, if only. Well, look at the stream. It's 3 minutes behind, but that's okay.
That's not going to help them too much at this point.
Nah, isn't it?
But yeah, so that's game 1 of the 3 series. So stick around. We're going to have game 2 coming up shortly. So we're just going to end this out. Once again, this is J4Y and Mott from the Reddit League bringing you this game. We'll see you guys in just a little bit.